Hello and welcome to the StrangePlay podcast. I'm Rik, and if you are a long-time viewer of our videos, then you will know the name of the person who I'm about to introduce. He's the new member of the StrangePlay team, and that is Simon. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. I'm extremely hot, but I'm ready to talk about some games.
So it's the Sunday after E3 at the time of recording. Everything's finished. Everyone's packed up and gone home. We've seen all the trailers. We've seen all the games. What did you think to E3 this year?
I think we're getting into a point now where the console cycle it's sort of settled down on it, and all the special stuff that made people buy consoles has sort of leveled out a little bit, and people know they've backed the horse that they're gonna run with, and that's basically it. Like it's all done and dusted now as far as console wars go. I think.
I don't think that we're going to see much more. I don't know, like console sellers, I suppose. Like, I don't think we're going to see many more games that are going to make people jump to one side or the other now.
Yeah, it's going to be more a case of people going, I've bought either the Xbox or I've bought the PlayStation 4, but the other console has got, like, I don't know, Death Stranding, for people that bought Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be stuff like that where it's like, okay, this is my point to jump in, the PlayStation 4's cheap enough. And there's that game that I must play. You're going to get that like second bout where it's like end of console flourishes like you got with PlayStation 3 with like Last of Us and stuff.
Yeah. What did you think to the conferences this year?
I've got to be honest, I don't really like the way that they did them. I think the best one for me for watching was Bethesda, just purely because it was bang, 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 there you've done, and it's over and done with in like an hour. I know that there was like bad stuff in that presentation, like the paid for mods and stuff, but I much prefer it like that. I don't want a guy to come on and start rambling on and stuff. It's just get on with it. I ain't got fucking time. Just show me the games, let me get in, let me get out, with some solid information.
Yeah.
Which segues directly into what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah, but like I thought that was what was weird about the Sony conference though, because it was very much the same model as last year, where they were like, here's a little bit of banter, here's the games, and it was just like pow games, but it felt weaker.
Yeah,
and
I think with that, it's like there's a lot of cards that have been played and everything's already on the table. Like there were a lot of stuff that they didn't show, like Death Stranding were one, Last of Us 2 were another. Like there's a lot of stuff that like we know it's being made. Like we know stuff like Borderlands 3's been made, and there were rumours it were like, it's going to be a Microsoft exclusive, but like stuff like that didn't get shown. There was just so much being like put out and shown. I mean, did you watch the Sony like pre-show?
No.
Their pre-show was insane.
What was
like,
the pre-show?
They were just like, oh yeah, this is coming out, and this is coming out, and that's coming out, and this is getting like a physical release, and it's coming out. It were mental. Like a lot of that stuff could have been put in, like could have substituted a lot of the show that were actually the show.
Yeah, a similar thing happened with Nintendo. Like they had their little like direct or whatever it was called this year.
Right.
Then they had the treehouse.
And the treehouse were better.
But they showed a shitload of stuff in the treehouse.
Like better content than the actual show itself.
Yeah, like Metroid, Samus, Return of Samus, the Metroid 2 remake on the 3DS. Like that was shown in the treehouse, when all we got actually in the direct itself was that we got a Metroid game mentioned, but we had a title.
Yeah.
And it was like, that didn't need to be there.
They showed a bit of music and a JPEG. Then,
yeah, it's like brilliant. That could have just been
it's
a side note
It's
somewhere.
exciting that it's being made, but come on, don't fucking give us blue balls like that. That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't think that should have been like shown how it was. But there was a couple of things this year that I don't, or like that we both feel shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Because they just weren't ready to show.
Pokemon Switch were another one. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's equivalent of saying, where did you go on holiday? I went to Spain when you just stayed in your house for like a week. Joe never went out. It's just like, if you actually get working on something, you don't need to waste 5 minutes of my time going, hey, we're working on this, and having Joe like these lame excuses. It's like, oh, it'll be out when it's out. Just release that as a Joe Press thing. Like, release it to the press, like Kotaku and Eurogamer and stuff. Don't make a video of it. You're just wasting everyone's time doing that, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, if you are going to show something, or, like, have something like that where they're like, oh, this game's in development, at least show us something. Like, when... I know they got shit for it a couple of years ago when BioWare announced that they were working on a new Mass Effect game. They were like, we haven't got any gameplay footage to show you, but here's a shitload of concept art, and here's some, you know, like, proof of concept that we're doing. Here's the ideas that we're going to implement into it, and hopefully next year we'll have something to actually show you. And it's like, yeah, that didn't need to be shown, but the fact that they had more there than just a bloke at a desk going, it's in development, or, you know, more than just a JPEG going, it's coming.
Yeah, it's just that's really, really weak. That should be a rule. If you don't have physical footage of the game working in motion, even if it's just like cinegraphics and stuff and it's spinning round and it's heavily edited, then fair enough. Like, do you know, like stuff that they're doing like Grand Theft Auto when they show you DLCs from that and they're using the Rockstar editor or whatever it is. It's actually in-game footage. Like, you can't move stuff about in-game like that in most games. But for the purposes of, like, this is what it's going to be like, you know, this is what, when you actually get the game, these are the things you're going to be doing, then fair enough. But just cutscenes or whatever, just, no. Don't do it.
That's what annoyed me as well about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, I've waited 15 years to hear that this game is actually, you know, coming out, and this is the third E3, or at least the third time over 15 years that we've seen something for Beyond Good and Evil 2, and to hear what they're doing with the Space Monkey program, which is like, did you look into that? At the end of the video, that far too much swearing in that video as well, by the way. But
I don't know. I felt right at home.
but like, you know that they kept banging on about the Space Monkey program, and everybody came out on stage and just awkwardly stood there.
Yeah.
I checked it out, and it's like they want community feedback from people and ideas to put into the game and how to develop the game and how to create the game. And it's like, if the game is
so what, it's
that early on in development,
the crowdsourcing the design.
Yeah, like just like in that fucking Devolver Digital video. You remember the end of that, where the guy sat at the desk with one arm just mashing away, and then their head explodes. Like Devolver had that like piss take video, and then Ubisoft come out and they're like, oh yeah, we're basically making this fucking game with space monkeys by committee.
Yeah.
What do you want in it? And I'm like, is this really so early on in development that you're like, well, what can we do? Because this is, like I said, we've seen shit from this for 15 years now, or at least 13 years.
That all designed by committee as well. How is that going to work out on end of game? If there's not, you know that when game making is complicated, and the more people you add, the more fucking complicated it gets, because you've more moving parts and stuff, and you've got people, it's gonna fuck up. Like, and unless they're really, really careful, and it's like, oh yeah, well, thanks for your feedback, it's well noted, and they just fucking throw it in bin.
That's the thing as well. Like, you're gonna piss people off. Like, ultimately, there's gonna be people who are upset that their ideas weren't listened to, and like, you could just make a game yourself and put it out there. You're not gonna please everyone, but people are still just gonna buy it and respond to it because they've been waiting for it. But if you've asked people to like do stuff and then ignored half of the shit that you're told, there's a lot of pissed off people who are going to be like, it's not my game, it's not how I wanted it, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah, I think it's the riding very, very close to like design hell there. I think it's I'd much rather they just do it on their own and just go, let's just make another Zelda game, but with like Franco style.
But with monkeys in it. sweary monkeys with no teeth.
Fucking London monkeys.
Yeah. But like, let's talk about some shit that we actually liked. Because it's been a bit of a negative
even though
start
I'm
so
really
far.
wanting Prime, and I'm really wanting Beyond Good and Evil 2.
And Pokemon. I want a core Pokemon game on a home console as well. So I'm really excited for those. But it's like, I would have liked to see something.
Yeah, it's not the greatest way to debut them, is it?
No, not at all. But like, from everything that we saw over the last week, like, what stood out to you? Like, what do you like the look of the most?
In no particular order. Well, actually, no, I have ordered these. I lie, just to make them flow a bit better. But yeah, I'm starting with a zombie game that's an exclusive, and I'm going with State of Decay 2. Right, I loved the first game. I missed it on Xbox because by the time it came out on Xbox, like turning my Xbox 360 on, it were like looking at fucking $1 million homepage. Though there were so many adverts and it took forever to load, and it was just like, I'm not fucking playing like this. I basically like just abandoned 360 at the end of its life cycle, and I went across to PC because everything, well, you could get stuff cheaper, and the old PC Master Race thing, everything run at.
So you joined the PC Master Race, did you?
Yeah, and I played State of Decay 1, and it just blew me away. It's like all the things that you expect those zombie games to be. They're all saving people and going out and looking for weapons and food and stuff. It did it so well. It just did. And it was made by the one actually owned by Microsoft then. I forget who made it. But it was made and it felt so good because it always felt, even, I know you didn't play it, but it was one of those games where you had survivors and you had like a tiredness meter.
Right.
And you could swap, so like you might be playing as a woman and then she'd get tired, so you'd go back and you'd be like, you'd have this house that'd all be like reinforced and stuff, and the more you played and the more stuff you found, the more reinforced it got, and you could like
so you
build,
could create a base, like, and you'd keep
you
building
could
your
create a base, and you could build, like, you could have stuff like gardens in it and a doctor's place, that'd mean that you guys got healed overnight. But the key thing was that the other people that, say like you were playing with, like, let's just call her player 1.
Yeah.
You were playing with player 1 and you were like, okay, she's tired, she's hurt, I'll go back, right? And depending on how you left the other people, so like if you didn't leave enough bullets or enough food or whatever, they could have had like a raid when you've gone.
Oh, shit.
And no one's got any sleep, so like when you were like, okay, I need to go back and change my character, you go there and the best character you've got is actually the one that you've got. Do you know, the like player 1? Or you could go back and like someone could have died, or someone could have gone out scavenging for food and got themselves into trouble. It's not all bad. I mean, there's instances where you go back and it's like, okay, I need to rest this one, I'll switch to player 2, I'll switch to player 3, and they've all got like different attributes, like some will be good at shooting, some will be like, have like, they'd be healthier, or they'd have more hit points, or stuff like that. It was just really, really good. And the thing that got me with State of Decay 2 is the base building in State of Decay 1 was very modular. It were like, do I buy a kitchen or do I buy bunk beds?
Yeah.
Do I buy an armoury or do I buy just loads of different things? Yeah, like a weapons shed, or there's just different, loads of different things. But it were an either or an or, depending. Whereas with State of Decay 2, it looks like, and this is a weird game to bring into it, it looks like The Sims, or like Sim City or something, where it's like, okay, well, I can put an allotment here.
Yeah, I can see the Sims comparison.
I can put this. Yeah, like, so you have your grounds where you're playing. So you've got all that other stuff going on. You've got people going out and foraging and looking for survivors and looking for cars and stuff. Like, that's something else. Like this, like driving around in cars. What would that get? Film with Tallahassee and Do you know where the Zombieland?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where he opens door? He opens door to like zombie when they're driving. Yeah, you can do that. Never ever gets old. Never ever gets old. Like you just like you'll go out your way, like you'll do a U-turn to go back. Do you know, hit a zombie with car door because it's like just so fun. But yeah, and the other big thing is it's got co-op this time. The original game, no co-op. It was basically single player.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it suffered for it, but bringing friends in is just gonna. It's gonna make
from what you were saying about the first one, like that does sound like the perfect co-op game.
Yeah,
And
it totally is.
Now it is.
And it's. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. It's not the best looking game, but it's not made by a AAA studio that's got like billions of fucking dollars to spend on it.
Yeah.
It's made by a small. It was an indie game. It originally came as an indie game, and it was a breakout success. You know? And I feel that this is them just starting to go like, okay, well, we've got something here. We're going to take all the shit that worked, and we're going to look at the stuff that didn't work, and we're like, okay, like, how can we, make this... How can we include all this and incorporate it into a game that people are going to want to spend time with, you know? So, yeah, that's my first game, State of Decay 2. What about you? Like, what's your number one that you were looking for?
Mine aren't really in any order, but I'm going to go with Assassin's Creed Origins as something that I'm really looking forward to. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag. When that game became annualized, it was just a fucking bad idea because the big games with a lot in them, and just to try and knock them out every year because they do well, that's why they kept going down in quality. And the fact that they've taken a year off, and from the look of Origins, it's been in development for a while, and it just looks great. I think I'm a big fan of the stealth genre, and I was, up until a few years ago, a big fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise. But this, to me, just while I was watching it, I was like, this just looks like Splinter Cell. This looks like a new Splinter Cell, and that's fine for me because I want a new Splinter Cell game. Yeah, you're playing as like
I think
Sam
the funniest
Fisher's
thing about
ancient granddad or some shit
is he's called Bayek, innit? Which for a Yorkshire guy, that's just really funny to me.
Yeah,
because it's
Bayek.
like, oh, Bayek. You're just like, what? Since when are we naming?
Yeah, as soon as I heard his name, I was like, God, it sounds like Simon's annoyed. So that was good, and I did think that the whole, talking to a bird was quite funny as well.
Come on, Kez,
like,
get him.
Be my eyes, and up the bird goes. Yeah.
They've taken it from another Ubisoft game, haven't they? The UAV style thing from Ghost Recon Wildlands. Apparently, I wouldn't know. I've not played that game.
Yeah, that's why I like the look of it though, because even though it's like the beginning of the Assassin's Creed franchise, and it's gone back as far as you can get, it still looks like it's got modern technology
it makes
in
me
it,
wonder
but with like birds and sticks.
The whole UAV thing is going to be across all Uber games, because they tend to do that, don't they? Standardised stuff like the tower climbing and what have you. Like
you mean they just make the same game with different skin?
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Ubisoft way.
Fucking cheap bastards.
But it's got me interested in the franchise again, and if it sucks, then fuck it. I've not lost anything. Yeah, so we'll see. It's out in October, so I've not got too long to wait. And if it does suck, then I'm like, I have officially given up with this franchise. Yeah,
I think they'll have put a lot of time and effort into it because they don't want another PR fuck up like they had with Revolution.
No, Revelations was...
Man, there's so many of those fucking games. It's just like...
I know, there's too many of them. But anyway, what's your number 2?
Okay, right. Although I am deeply worried about this game being absolute crap, it's Destiny 2.
Why are you worried about it?
I am worried about it because I mean, last generation, it's one of those games that bridge generations. So if you bought it on like Xbox 360, your characters ported across to Xbox, and same with PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Right. So as we know, a lot of games when they're cross-generational, they sort of have the brakes on a little bit, don't they? Because they don't want to fuck up the old gen version, and to just reel themselves in a bit, you know, like they don't push the boat totally out because there's stuff that they just can't do, like the I think Grand Theft Auto 5's a good indicator of that, Joe, over like the first person mode and online having like low riders and stuff like that. It got to a point where it were like, yeah, we can't do that on old gen because it's just there's just not enough grunt there.
Yeah.
But when they announced Destiny 2, I was furious. Like, no dedicated servers, no 60 frames a second. Multiplayer's gone down to 4 versus 4 instead of 6v6. Like, it's just there's a lot of decisions there that they've taken, and it's like, I don't know why they've done that. Like, I honestly don't know why they've done that. And I think it's going to be very much a case of when Destiny came out, it were a lot of people's go-to game on Xbox and PlayStation 4 because I think it was the first big triple A, like, this is going to job fucking blow your socks off sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, like, I know people who pretty much just exclusively play Destiny.
Yeah. So,
still.
Totally. Yeah, and so me too. Yeah, I know people that play it like religiously. Like you'll come home from work on a Friday and they'll be logged in already, Joe, seeing what Zer's got for them.
Yeah.
But the thing is with this one is I don't think they're going for it. Like they could have pushed the boat out so far. I mean, this is all speculative. I might be talking shit. Like it'd be interesting to come back and look at, you know, what I think now.
Do you reckon then? Like, do you reckon that like the core game could be kind of like stripped back a little bit to bring people in, but then you'll start getting, you know, your 6v6 or more stuff and, you know, things like gameplay, not improvements, because like gameplay improvements will come through patching and stuff as the thing go on. But do you think a lot of that stuff they could be holding it back for expansion packs and DLC and stuff like that?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me because the base game in Destiny it's lacking. I remember I came in like a month after or something to Destiny, and a lot of people have moved on already. Well, like, fuck this, is this all it is? Joe, there were a bit of a backlash, but the people that stuck with it, like I bought the it came with like 2 DLCs and it were like same prices. I think it cost maybe a tenner more, 10 or 20 quid more, you know, than the actual thing. So I got quite a good deal on it. I got the base game and like 2 DLCs and some art books and all that other fucking crap that, you know, you look at once and then it just collects dust.
Yeah.
And I played them through, and I was like, yeah, this is... I'd be upset if I paid full price for it. I'll be honest, I'd have been upset. And when Taken King came out, everyone were like, oh yeah, it's brilliant. And it's like, well, I didn't buy it. I would have bought that because I enjoy playing the game. Like, the actual base game, Joe, the shooting and... like, even the multiplayer is fantastic.
Yeah.
But they gouged the UK. I think they might have gouged Europe as well. Like $40 or $30 or whatever translated into fucking 40 quid a year for a Joe DLC.
I fucking hate that. Like that's not how exchange rates work. Stop doing it.
Well, it might work like that now, like post Brexit. but at that time, like it should have been 20 quid.
Yeah.
For us. And the fucking gouge, and I'm like, right, that's it. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that.
The thing as well, like I heard that the actual the campaign story was over in like 5 hours as well. So even though you're getting 4, but like so even though you're getting, you know, a prolonged online experience with like raids and shit, that your story's over in 4 hours, you're like, oh thanks, that was worth 40 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you're playing that as a single player game, if you buy that to play single player, it's like buying Star Wars Battlefront. Joe, there's just nothing there. Yeah. There's nothing to keep you engaged. But I got back into it with the they did a Joe all-in whammy for like 30 quid or something.
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, that's what it should have been from day one. There were plenty of content. There were plenty of stuff to do. Everything worked. Everything like the stuff like handing bounties in and Joe, it were just better.
Yeah.
Like it were more accessible. There were more playing and there were less downtime. And that's what they should be aiming for with this Destiny 2.
Hopefully, come release, that's what you get from out the box, and then everything else that comes on top of it will just be, icing.
I think a lot of people will be upset with it, myself. It'll be one of those games like, oh my god, it's fucking amazing, and people won't shut up about it. And once we get 2 or 3 weeks, and it's like, oh well, I've done everything there is to do now. Do you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a repeat of what happened with Destiny 1, essentially, unless there's a hell of a lot of stuff there to do, and a lot of secrets and a lot of I don't know if you know about the raids and stuff and all the secrets.
No,
but
not really.
There's some stuff in, and it's just they're fucking insane. I don't know how people work them out. It's crazy. But despite all the worries I have about it, it's the game that I play. Like you mentioned, Joe, that there's people that's all they play, even now. I know that I will have people that are willing to play it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to it, because there's nothing better than going, alright mate, I ain't seen you in 3 or 4 months, fancy doing some strikes, and just getting on, catching up. It's a very social game. The social aspect of it is, and the ease of which it plays is the draw for me, and that's I just hope they don't fuck it up. Well,
I've got my fingers crossed for you, man.
Yeah. You should. I think you'd like it. I genuinely think you'd like it, because it's basically like
Halo.
It's what Halo should have been instead of what Halo is now.
Fair enough.
Except with the loot.
Well, when it comes out, we'll see. But I'm probably going to be balls deep into another game that we're going to be talking about in a little while.
Okay, let's shoot for your next one.
Well, this one surprised me, but one of my most anticipated games from this year is one that caught my attention last year, actually, and that's God of War. Again, haven't played a God of War game since God of War 2 on the PS2, and I think I can't remember if I did one or both of them on the PSP, but didn't do 3, didn't do 4, didn't do Ascension. I got bored. It just became rinse and repeat, I
stopped at 3.
Bash square to hit things, quick time events to pull heads off. Oh look, there's a pair of boobs, and it just got samey, and I just couldn't be bothered with it anymore. And then I saw the trailer for 4, or the reveal for 4 at E3 last year, and was like, wow, okay, this looks different. Looks like they're mixing it up. And then what I saw this year, I'm still there. I'm completely on board with this. It looks like they kind of changed the formula that happened with the Resident Evil series when they went to Resident Evil 4. And not just because of the over-shoulder camera angle, but it looks like they're changing enough. It's still going to be action heavy. It's still going to be violent. It's still going to be, deep in lore. But because they've gone to, from what I can tell, Norse mythology this time. It's still from Ancient Greeks, but because he's a god, he's still alive. But new gods have emerged, and new gods in a different area, and it's
Well, he's fucking killed.
Yeah.
He's fucking killed all the
It's
Greek
this is a
ones,
cool idea. You're taking a franchise that frankly did get stale in a time period that was milked to the point that those teats were dry with the games that you had, and then you're like, okay, cool. Norse mythology is some of the most interesting religion and stories throughout history. They have some of the coolest gods and characters in their stories, and for me, I look at those things and they just remind me of comic book heroes, superheroes and stuff, and
they're outrageous out there.
They're just crazy, and so I'm super hyped for this, and I'm really interested to see where the whole idea of his son, how he plays into it more, because they've said that he's not going to be a burden. He's actually going to be helpful, and it's I like the idea that he's training him, and it's interesting as well because he can understand what the big troll says and stuff, and he can talk he talks to the the world lizard or some shit, the big Leviathan looking thing, and it's saying shit, and it's what is he saying? And he can talk to them, and I want to know why. And these trailers are these gameplay reveals from the last couple of years, they're getting me to ask questions, and I really want to know the answers, and that's for a game to do that. You know, to make me go, yeah, I want to play this because I actually want to know what's happening. It's a cool thing, so I'm well on board for God of War.
The mechanics in that, I think the young kid is going to act like Farah did in Sands of Time, Joe Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Where she sort of like stands at the side and like does warnings and like occasionally chips in.
As long as she's better than Ellie in The Last of Us, I'm happy.
Also, I've been thinking over that type of game. The only one I can think of that's been over the shoulder were God Hand.
Yeah.
Did you ever play God Hand?
No, I never played it. So what's next on Simon's list?
My next one is Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Right, I haven't played Wolfenstein New Order. It is in my list of to do, but I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
It's you can't beat a bit of World War II Nazi shooting. I mean, there's not much more to say. And the thing with like Bethesda games is they're full of like atmosphere. They're atmospheric.
Yeah.
Like they do that. I mean, you've been playing Prey.
Yep.
The music and the setting and just the general direction of the games that come out of that studio are fantastic. I mean, they can be janky, they can be a bit broken.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Fallout.
And Skyrim.
Yeah.
Which was Skyrim fucking Super Turbo Edition that comes out on a calculator and whatever they're fucking going to bring it out on next.
Yeah, I was super excited to see Skyrim again this year. It's like, fucking hell, they have flogged that dead horse to the point it's just glue. It is just glue now.
This is a pedigree
Yeah,
chump
it's like,
edition.
stop hitting that horse. And it's like, but it's making money for us. It's like, please stop. Nobody wants it anymore.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. It's going to be, because it's like an alternate timeline and it's Nazis are in. Is it 60s or 70s?
I haven't got it.
I think it's in like mid 20th century,
Okay.
and you've got all that that like Americana that happened there,
yeah.
that culture thing, clashing with the authoritarian Nazi regime. So yeah, like I think that's going to be interesting, even if it's like it's a bit janky and stuff don't work. The actual story and the setting is going to be engaging enough to burn out 6-7 hours or whatever the runtime is. I don't think it's going to go on forever and ever like Destiny is or Assassin's Creed's going to like.
Yeah, but if
you could burn like 60 hours like looking for alt collectibles.
Yeah, but like if Prey's anything to go by, it could be a good 20 hours. Like Prey is a long game. Like when we finished it, we finished it on 17 hours on the nose, and that was missing side quests and stuff. So I reckon.
And that's with you. Like, did it count all the times you failed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it counted the time you screwed up. Because I thought it'd have rolled back the saves, so it wasn't going to count those. But yeah, that's.
But it's a hefty game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Wolfenstein's going to be just as long.
Yeah, I am going to play Wolfenstein New Order at some point.
Yeah.
I think maybe after I finish what I'm playing now, it might be. But yeah, Wolfenstein, I'm really into it. I like it. There's just, I think that whole alternate reality, where Nazis or other events, such as like, it's such an untapped market. We don't really see that.
Unless you've got Amazon, then you've got Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, that's do you know something? I wonder if that's where it came from.
Probably.
Do you know the idea for it?
Yeah, because that's based on a book.
But it's one of those things that it's kind of untapped in video games, and I'd like to see alternate realities.
Yeah.
We had that game with what was it called? God damn, they did a sequel to it and it was fucking awful. Like everyone hated it.
BioShock?
No, Korea. It was Korean, like North Korea or something. I can't remember. Someone will know. Like they'll be listening to it and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's this game, you fucking idiot." Yeah, I really enjoy those. The flip side, like what ifs.
Yeah.
Sort of war stories, or just general stories like what ifs. And I think Wolfenstein's going to be one of those games, like it's gonna go and go, hey, well, remember this culture thing? What if Nazis were fucking try to stamp it out and control it? Like, and what if we give you these guns and you just go and fucking mow loads of Nazis down? Cause I mean, it looked really, really action heavy from the little bits that I saw, like fucking shotgunning people, like Joe one after another down corridors. It looked pretty gruesome, you know.
Yeah, I need to confess something.
Go on.
I didn't watch the Bethesda thing. Yeah, you know.
It ran at stupid o'clock, wasn't it?
When I heard what was there, I was like, don't give a fuck about Fallout, don't give a fuck about Skyrim, don't give a fuck about VR. I'm just going to stay in bed. But from the sounds of it, I did miss some good shit, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I think maybe a good one from your perspective would be The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
But that's an all different story. That's fucking derailing us.
Yeah.
Anyway, your next one.
You know what? For my next one, I'm going to go with Undertale on the PS4 and Vita. And I know it's been out on PC for a long time, but like I'm not a PC gamer, and I enjoy my RPGs and my quirky RPGs. I enjoy playing handheld games. I still play my Vita a lot, and the fact that, you know, from the beginning of like seeing Undertale, I was like, this just looks like the perfect game for the Vita, and that's definitely something I play it on. And now it's coming out, so I'm really excited about that, because my girlfriend is a huge Earthbound fan, and I was telling her about this game, and I'm like, look, we have to play this. I was even on about like hooking up my laptop to the TV and then dragging a controller over to try and, you know, play it like that on Steam, because the guy who made Undertale, he made a Earthbound mod back in the day that's kind of like a sequel to Earthbound, and that got a lot of love. And then he ended up making this, which is, you know, people are calling not the spiritual successor, but like definitely heavily inspired by Earthbound. And if I get on the PS4, then I can actually sit and play it with my girlfriend, which is great. And it's cross-buy as well, from what the
is it cross-save?
Yeah, from what the unless I misinterpreted what the developer said, but yeah, it's cross-platform, PS4 and Vita will like cross-buy. So that's fucking brilliant. That's great for me. That's like really good news. I'm finally going to get to play this game that I wanted to play for ages on the move and at home.
Undertale is one of those games that managed to spawn a lot of memes without the game being awful. So it wasn't like a My Face is Tired sort of memes from Andromeda. It was more this is like Overwatch style memes. Like it entered like the general conscience of like the people that played it, and it's like even I've not played it, but I know what it's about. Just because you can't escape it.
Same.
You just can't escape it.
I know what it's about. I know a lot of the theories and fan theories. Like I watch Game Theory on YouTube, and Matt Pat has covered it so many times and so many videos. And even though I want to play the game and experience it for myself, I still sit down and watch these. And it's like, it's actually watching the Game Theory videos that has actually got me really interested in the game. Because before I thought it looked a bit odd and a bit too quirky, and people going, "This is brilliant," and I'm like, "Well, it's probably a bit overhyped." But then I was watching these videos, and I was like, "Wow, this actually looks like something I really want to play," and now I can.
Yeah, it's a bit deceiving, isn't it? Because of the graphics and stuff, it looks. Man, I don't want to shit on indie games, but some of them like try and bank on the success of other stuff.
Yeah.
That looks like that. You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean.
Like you get stuff like Braid, and then suddenly you've got like a million fucking games that look like Braid job because Braid was massively successful. And same with Limbo as well, and Bastion. You get these games that copy an art style to a T.
Yeah.
And because Undertale's graphical style is so low key, it's basically 8-bit, fucking black and white.
Yeah.
It's easy to rip in it, and it's very like it's low effort. But the thing is, from what I gather, the effort for Undertale went into the rest of the game. Like the graphics are just
there because they have to be.
Yeah.
So
I should really play it as well. I'd probably play it on PC if I get it.
So your next game is related to what's something that you're currently playing.
Yeah, I've just started. I'm 20 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn, and I am well known for hating games, like even really, really good ones.
Just hating games in general.
Just hating them, like, just why the fuck don't this work? This is fucking stupid.
Like I genuinely don't know why you play games.
Right,
you know? I fucking hate them. I hate everything. I hate them all.
Yeah, I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And there's bits where it's like, oh, it could be done better, but I don't fucking care. Like, it's everything in that game is just done to a level. It's like, it's obvious that the people at the studio that developed this, they played such a wide umbrella of games, and they've gone, okay, that works in that game, that works in that game, that works in that game, this works in those games, right? That and they've just taken all those good ideas and gone, screwed it up into a game, and it's like everything just works. Like, there's no that's frustrating. It's one of those games where it's like when you see a traffic road sign,
right,
and you instantly know what the traffic road sign means, even though it is the most basic concept of like a line drawing or whatever.
Yeah.
You know that, oh, it's a satchel, it's got like a potion next to it, that's my potion satchel, that's my weapon satchel. I know I need to stop at this mob that I've just killed because it's got green or blue, you know, like the loot rare it is and stuff. Yeah. It's just, there's so much going on in that game on an interface design that...
Yeah, funnily enough, Elliot was saying the same thing in the hands-on video that we made.
And he's not wrong. Like, it is one of the best design games for accessibility. If you've got if you've played other games and you've played a wide variety of games, you're going to feel at home, like, instinctively. You're going to see stuff in there, and it's going to be like, yeah, I know what that means.
So why is Frozen Wilds, like, why did that stick out to you during E3?
Right, originally, it didn't.
Right.
Right? But I played Horizon, and it was like, okay, I want more of this. Like, even though I'm 20 hours in, like, halfway through the story, apparently. I've been doing, like, loads of side quests and stuff. But I saw that, and when we were compiling lists for this sort of thing, it was like, you know what, that could be good. And playing the actual game itself has been like, okay, this is rocketed right up. This is going to be like one of the, maybe a day one purchase.
Wow.
Depending on, you know, if I like the rest of the game. Which is high praise from me because I don't buy stuff day one.
No.
I just don't fucking like buying stuff day one because I don't like having to, you know, wait for patches.
You don't like games.
Yeah, I don't like the prices, like day one prices. I don't like the fucking day one server issues. I don't want to. Yeah, I'd fucking hate games. And the thing is that this game is so good that it has like zero issues that, do you know, worry me.
Yeah.
That it's like it's like I mentioned with Destiny, that I'm worried about it. With Horizon Zero Dawn, I know it's in safe hands. Like, they could just add another area to it, a little bit of a story, and some side missions. I'd be perfectly happy.
Because it is only, I say only, I don't mean to like sound dismissive of it, but it's just it's an expansion pack, isn't it? Like, it's it is a DLC.
Yeah.
So did they say how long it's gonna, like how long the story's gonna be, or how long the experience is gonna last?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know it's set in the north and there's going to be extra stuff to do.
That's why you like it.
Ticks all the boxes for me so far, yeah.
You're like, I'm buying this game. Why? It's set in the north.
Yeah. Feel right home.
Yeah. All wearing flat caps. There's a character called Bayek.
Ginger lasses kicking fuck out of everything. Like a night out in Leeds.
Yeah.
So,
proper northern experience.
Yeah. Right, your number 4. Let's go.
My number 4 is going to get me some serious judgment. But you know what? I don't care. Because I am massively looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3. And I don't know why.
You do know why, you bullshitter.
Like, I've been waiting a decade for this game. And like, when... I'm going to tell you something now, and you're going to judge the shit out of me, and...
Like I don't do that already.
Yeah. Right. E3. 4 years ago, maybe? when it was first revealed, yeah, I'm sat there at home. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then this thing comes on. Oh my god, it's Kingdom Hearts 3. And I got emotional. Like, I sat there, my eyes watered up.
Oh, you fucking tart.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. This game's actually coming out. And then for like a good year, it was like, oh my god, it's actually coming out. It's actually coming out. And then a year passed. And then another year passed. And I'm like, I think this game's coming out. And then like another year passed. And I'm like, I'm sure this game's coming out. No idea when it's coming out. And like the trailer that they dropped at E3 this year actually really pissed me off, because it's like 2 minutes long and they're like, hey, here's some things, and at the end of it it's like, new trailer at D3 in July. I'm like, this is a trailer for a fucking trailer. Are you taking the piss?
At least it's still working.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it, because this game has been in development for so fucking long. It's like Beyond Good and Evil. But at least when Square Enix showed it off, they had something to show.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have something new to show like every year. But it's like, come on guys, give me the game. Give me the game already.
Here's a tidbit for you about the Kingdom Hearts games. Do you know, like, there's bits where you can pick like a choice to ask you a question, and you can pick between like whatever choices they give you. One of the questions is what gives you the most fear?
Oh, at the beginning.
Yeah, what do you fear most? And one of them is getting old.
Yeah. And
there'll be people that have like just straight up
have gotten old.
Basically, like, they've grown out of games. Yeah, like they're gonna miss out on. Or they might have even died, which is a bit of a morbid thought. Like, there will be people that have just waited and waited and waited for shit, and it's never come. You know.
Yeah.
They've ended up going to the afterlife, and they haven't fucking played Shenmue 3 or whatever.
Right. What is your last most looking forward to? Fucking it's like 2 a.m. at the time that we're recording this. We've both been awake for a while. Language isn't working. Most anticipated game, number 5, bottom of the list.
Right.
What is yours?
I opened with a zombie game, and I'm going to close with a zombie game, an exclusive one. It's Days Gone. I fucking love zombies.
I hate zombies.
I love them. And this, to me, like, I think this is going to be the game that I wanted The Last of Us to be.
Yeah.
For me. Joe, the post-apocalyptic, everything's gone to shit. It's got such a big budget. It's got
Sam Witwer in it, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's got a company which I used to really, really like. Is it Bend?
Bend, yeah. Sony Bend.
They make the Siphon Filter games. Yeah, the Siphon Filter games. 1, 2, 3, fantastic. Well, maybe not 3. After that, dog shit. Like, they totally lost their handle on that series. But they did the Uncharted games on Vita.
Okay. Golden Abyss, is it?
Yeah, as much as I'm not a fan of Uncharted, they did such a fucking good job on cramming such a big game onto that hardware that it's just, I've got really, really big hopes for it. Even if it's just like standard B-movie bullshit, I think I'd be happy.
I'm going to say, I might surprise you, because I fucking hate zombies. They bore the shit out of me. But when I saw Days Gone last year and this year, I'm like, this is ticking a lot of boxes. Yeah. It's got, like you said, the post-apocalyptic, what you wanted The Last of Us to be. Like, kind of like, I don't want to use the comparison because it's overused, but that kind of like Walking Dead. Like, there's pockets of civilization. They're trying to get by. But it's also got it's got a bit of a Sons of Anarchy vibe to it. And I love Sons of Anarchy. And I'm like, if I get to rip around on a motorbike as Sam Witwer, who I absolutely adore. Like, that dude does Darth Maul's voice in Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. And he was Vader's apprentice in Force Unleashed. So they mapped his face and voice in that, and they've done it again in this. It's like, he's like an actor who is actually acting in video games. But like actually using his likeness as well as just his voice is wicked. So I've got a lot of love for Sam Witwer. So yeah, like I was looking at Days Gone and I'm interested in it myself. Even I think I can look past the fact that it's zombies.
Yeah, I think with it as well, because it's going to be like, just with the talent that have got on board with it, that it's going to have some semblance of a story. There's going to be something there. It's not just going to be, we're going to do this. It's going to be we're going to get kicked out. It's just basically like an episode of Walking Dead, like a season of Walking Dead story. You know that there's going to be something there. Like it's not. Hopefully, it's not. It don't fall into the tropes of what zombie games do. Like I played Dying Light recently.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking love the game, but the story in that you could fold it. It was so fucking paper thin, and the characters were just awful cunts. All of them. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to feel like I want to care. I want to protect the people that I'm with. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get chewed up. It's a bit like. Did you play Walking Dead, the Telltale game?
No. Zombies, man. I'm telling you. I know Walking Dead's about the people, but I don't like people. I like people less than zombies. So
there were a young girl in it called Clementine.
Clementine, yeah.
Yeah, and you basically you're that attached to that young girl. It's like you fucking do anything for her.
I'd throw her in front of a bus. Like, yeah, save myself.
But yeah, like I just think that's going to be. I think it's going to be amazing.
Like because of the zombie thing, I wasn't gonna put it in like my top, so it wasn't gonna be a shared thing. But I do, yeah. Like I dig it. I think I can get past the zombie thing.
Yeah. It's I think it's going to be something special.
I hope you're right. I really do. I hope you're right.
I hope so as well. Still not getting on release though. Fuck that. I'll pay 30 odd quid for it. Or 20 odd quid when it's. Yeah. So that leads us on to your last one. What's your last choice?
Ashen. I think Ashen looks fantastic. Like, I'm not the biggest Dark Souls fan, but there's just something about Ashen that just looks great. Like, it looks Soulsy, gameplay wise, and that, you know, that's fine if the mechanics work. But I just think it looks great. Like, it's just got this really kind of like simplistic, minimal graphic style to it.
Yeah, it's very like it's sort of Gallic, innit? Like sort of like real life, but Rayman or Beyond Good and Evil, like that sort of, like shaded.
Yeah, kind of like
it's very stylistic.
Yeah, stylistic is a very good word. Yeah, stylistic, minimal. Like it looks like an indie game done well, like a good art aesthetic. You know, it looks.
I tell you what, it looks like. It looks like a darker version of Wind Waker. Like it's sort of cel shaded and all. It's not like the thing with Souls games is they're very detailed, aren't they? Yes. With the armors and stuff, and everything's super fucking high res. Whereas that is just the style. It makes it stand out, doesn't it? Yeah, it makes it stand out. I think
the sort of like the feelings that I got from it was it reminded me of like a puppet show, like marionettes. That kind of, they look kind of like simple sculptures, like wood sculptures and stuff. And yeah, I just think it looks great. I'd like to see more gameplay.
It's like a twisted version of fucking hell, what was that film with? I think it was Danny DeVito that voiced. He looked after trees and stuff, and it was about environment. The Lorax. Yeah, that sort of like the humans in that are sort of ganglion.
Okay.
Like they're very like bandy and lean.
Yeah.
And they've got like the limbs are out of proportion to the rest of the body.
Okay.
The art style sort of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Like very simple. It looks great though. Like it does. It nearly made it onto my list. Did Ashen.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of those Souls games. I get very stressed out playing them. I fucking hate doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Do you know? And it's like, oh well, I'll fucking. Especially when you pick your stain.
So why the fuck do you play Monster Hunter?
No, see, the thing is, that's more bite size, whereas you can fucking bang your head against a wall. I remember playing Dark Souls and getting up to a boss in that, and the fucking walk to get to him was insane. Like it was. I got it down to like minutes eventually, because it was like, just fuck this, I'm just going to run past everyone.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered fighting them. But to get there, like legitimately, well, like a good 15-minute walk, killing everything, and it would like when your gaming time's limited, it's just like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've had enough. So, yeah, they're not for me. I respect people that like them, though. Especially people that can play them well. Like, do you know when you see people in the weaving, like, combos in and out?
Playing it with a fucking Guitar Hero guitar.
Oh, yeah, like, fucking playing it with a fucking DJ Hero or bananas rigged to fucking electronics.
Just two coconuts.
A fucking dance mat. You always get those nutcases
Yeah.
that just completely break games. But yeah, I really like the idea of it. I probably won't buy it unless it's it crashes and burns. In fact, what's it on that? Does it come out on PlayStation?
No, Xbox One and PC.
Oh, I think it'll be PCs.
Yeah.
Like summer sale on Steam for me then.
That was our personal picks of our most anticipated, or at least what we thought looked the best out of E3 2017. But that isn't it. That's not it. We've still got more. Because, believe it or not, we actually agreed on some games that look amazing.
Yeah. These games do look fucking mint.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like totally blew us out of the water.
So, I'm going to kick it off with Anthem. Because I'd heard people murmuring about it like a few days ago. But I didn't actually see it. Like, during the conference, I didn't see it. And I went back to it thinking, it's just going to be like Destiny or something. And holy shit, that game looks amazing.
Yeah, you've done it just.
Yeah, like I do wish that when a game like that gets shown off, that they don't have that really badly scripted fake talking between players in inverted commas.
Yeah, if it were me talking to like the people I play, it's like, you're a fucking knobhead. Don't fucking do that. Oh man, I'm just gonna nip downstairs and make a brew.
Yeah,
like it's just bullshit. Like
it's just
flavouring, isn't it?
The way that they're like, wow, hey, maybe we shouldn't go over there. Yeah, let's wait until Kim's here later on. Okay.
Yeah. What drop did you get? Oh, I got Jarrah's Revenge.
No way.
Nice.
Like,
it's fucking nonsense.
Yeah, like it would have been. Oh wow, I got a new gun. What did you get? Hang on, wait. Jarrah's Revenge.
It's an orange. It must be good.
Oh, what the fuck's that then? I don't know. I'll try it out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it should be. They should actually get people to actually play it and have a chat amongst themselves properly, because there'd be a lot of what the hell is this? But that game looks amazing. Like
it does.
I love the idea of that you're in a mech, but like a little mech, like an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, well, it's basically Iron Man the game. I mean, they fucking fly down, and then she goes underwater. It's just, I don't think that's going to look as nice as it does.
Oh no, not at all.
Unless that's PC gameplay. That's got to be PC gameplay, like running
or Xbox One X.
I don't think it's that. I think it's some fucking obscene, like, thousands and thousands of pounds worth of PC.
But do you know what? Don't matter, because it might not look as good as that, but it's still going to look pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And at least we know where the team, like BioWare's main team were during
for Andromeda.
Yeah, during the Andromeda development, because this looks great. Like for me, as far as like a squad-based multiplayer shooter, this is more me than Destiny. To be honest, this is very much more in my ballpark.
I think this looks nicer in that the art design and stuff looks nicer. The stuff in Destiny sort of looks knockoff. Like it looks like Chinese toys. Do you know, the stuff doesn't look nice.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of, especially the Iron Banner stuff looks awful to me. It's meant to be like Nordic flavoured, but it's all rusty and shit, and like twisted iron, and it just looks garbage. It looks fucking. It's good gear, like it's really good gear in general, but
it just
the
looks
aesthetics
like
of it just looks shit. Yeah. Whereas the Anthem stuff, like they look much cooler. I just think like this is the thing. When you're playing Destiny, because it's going to get compared to Destiny fucking loads.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Destiny is you have the 3 classes and then you've got like 3 subclasses. But it really doesn't matter if you get like 3 Warlocks or 3 Titans or 2 Hunters and a Warlock, or it doesn't matter, do you know what makeup of the team you get. it's usually doable.
Right.
Unless you're in raids and stuff where it's like, okay, we need to have a bit of planning here. You know, we've got to have someone drop a bubble here. We need someone to Nova bomb these, or there's got to be just some cohesion there. But the rest of it doesn't look like that. Whereas Anthem looks like you're going to need a person to fill the roles in.
Yeah.
You know, like you just can't go in and it's like, oh well, everyone's playing as like a tank player, so we're gonna have a really hard time killing shit because they're just not built to move about and be mobile.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be the main difference. It sort of reminds me, from what I can gather, like the cross between Destiny and I hate myself for uttering these words like it's like sucking poison. Division. It looks sort of like that sort of thing where it's, you know, everyone's got to play a role essentially.
Yeah. You could have gone with Battlefield.
No, because, well, yeah, I guess so, but that's not loot based, is it?
No, but everyone's got a role to play. Like, if one person deviates from their role, like you got a healer going, "Oh, I'm going to take on a tank with a pistol," then you're all fucked.
Yeah. Or Overwatch, or basically any team game.
Yeah.
But there's I think that's got the potential to be the one if Destiny 2 is falls and trips. Anthem is gonna fucking steamroll right over its fucking corpse.
Yeah.
Like there can't be any mistakes with Destiny 2. So if it fucks up, Anthem is just gonna steal its audience, and they'll be gone if it's any good.
Well,
if there's a lot of content and stuff there.
It's already got me.
Yeah. It's the contender. It's the new kid on the block.
Yeah. So yeah, both really looking forward to Anthem. What else have we got? Yeah. What else you can?
Spider-Man. I'm going to let you talk about Spider-Man since you're a resident comic book nerd.
I am well excited about the Spider-Man game. Like, crazy excited. But again, when it was shown off last year, it was just like, oh, cool. There's a Spider-Man game coming out by Insomniac. And like, I love Ratchet and Clank. So the fact that Insomniac are making a Spider-Man game looks great. But this year we actually got to see some gameplay footage. And holy shit, it looks amazing.
Yeah, when they showed this, I was grinning ear to ear. I was like, holy fuck, like, this looks amazing. It sort of looks like a cutscene, even though they're playing it.
Yeah, and even though it went from, like, cutscene into gameplay, like, the transition was flawless. Like, it looked great. And, yeah, there's going to be a lot of comparisons gameplay-wise to the Arkham games. But, you know what? Fuck it. Who cares if it's...
Thing is, that's not a bad thing, is it? That's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing
compared to those.
At all, because those games are great and they work. And if that works for Spider-Man, then bring it on. But it looks great. Some more details have come out about it. Like, it is open world. What we saw was like a slice of a mission, and the missions will have like set pieces and kind of like a more linear path, I suppose. But the actual world is New York. Like, it is an open world game. And that's great. You're playing as an older Peter Parker as well, so you don't have the origin story. You don't have any of this, oh, don't know what I'm doing nonsense like he's been doing it. I think he's 23, so he's been doing it for about 8 years. He's been Spider-Man for about 8. Yeah, he's been Spider-Man for about 8 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't know stuff like that because I don't follow it. I know who Spider-Man is, and I know like the villains and stuff.
But the most exciting thing for me as a comic nerd is the dude at the end of the trailer in the stinger taking the photo. Miles Morales is the best Spider-Man. I'm going to get some shit for that, but I prefer Miles Morales to Peter Parker. He's just a more interesting character. He's a much more interesting Spider-Man. And the inclusion of him in this game is like, he doesn't become Spider-Man until, spoiler for the comics from like 5 years ago, but he doesn't become Spider-Man until Peter Parker dies. And him seeing Peter Parker die is his Uncle Ben moment. And he's going, oh, I could have, if I'd just used my powers, I could have been up there helping him. I could have been his sidekick. We could have won this. And it's seeing Peter Parker die that makes him go, I need to take on the mantle of Spider-Man because this is my responsibility now. So it's like, if he's there, does that mean that they could pull a Metal Gear Solid 2? Like, you could start off playing for a couple of hours as Spider-Man and then incapacitated, and then you play the rest of the game as Miles.
Yeah, that'd be mad if it were like 10 years later or wherever it is.
Like, the possibilities are endless, and that's what I'm just super stoked for. It looks amazing, and I cannot wait.
I'm just in it because it looks amazing. Spider-Man, I'm not a comic book person or anything like that. I gain all my knowledge of Marvel stories and comic book heroes through fucking pinball tables, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's true.
I literally know nothing about most of the Marvel universe and what have you. Like, it's all coming through, you know, like the bits and bats that I pick up from when people are talking, or if I go see the films.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm genuinely. I think that's going to be one of those games that people are gonna. Do you know, like when you see people and they break games when they speedrunning shit?
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is going to be one of those games where people just are doing the most crazy shit, you know, with the physics. Like they're flinging themselves round and just generally being
that's the thing. Like,
badass at it.
I do. My only concern, but it's the same concern that I have with every Spider-Man game, is that they get the swinging physics down. If they can get the like swinging mechanics down, you know, if they can actually get him swinging through the city and get it feeling organic, get it feeling responsive, get it feeling just tight, that's what we need. You know, the best game for that was Spider-Man 2 from the movie.
The inertia, like the speed and the inertia.
Yeah,
and the
like
movement.
one of my favourite things to do in Spider-Man 2 was to get to the top of the Empire State and just dive off and wait till the last second and
playing chicken with
rounds. But holy Christ, like it was exhilarating, and I'm playing this on a 14-inch like CRT television, and I'm like, whoa. And
imagine what that's going to be like on your 50-inch monster.
Yeah, exactly. So, bring on Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Now, the next game, we're going to keep the Disney connection. See what I'm doing? It's not Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is... you know when people like they buy games?
Yes.
And then they'll have a game that they go back to regularly?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, you get people playing, on my friends list, it tends to be Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. I think this is going to be the one that takes all those people away. Do you know, it's gonna make it so that you're going to have a lot of people that are just like, this is a new thing now. Yeah. And I'm going to play it. I'm not going to play it religiously, like fucking 7 days a week. But it's going to be my social game.
Yeah.
Do you know, where I don't need to think about, I don't need to go into menus to, you know, look at loot tables.
Yeah.
Or fucking plan anything out. It's just a case of going online, picking your favourite character and class, and just, you know, shooting someone.
Like, for me, the big draw is the story. Single player campaign story.
See, that's interesting. I mean... From the original game, I played the original game. I played it round at my friend's on his Xbox One. He was like, "Oh yeah, I bought this. Yeah, I don't like it much because there was no single player on it." And I played it, and I'm like, "This is fantastic, but where's the rest of it?"
Yeah.
You know, like I played it for like 90 minutes, saw everything, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not a fan of it." But I think because they've actually gone to the extremes of putting in. Well, I'm saying extremes. It shouldn't even be an extreme. They should just fucking put these things in. It's Star Wars, for fuck's sake. People want to do.
Yeah,
you know,
but
they want to play scenes and stuff.
That's the thing with this story. Like, from what I can gather, you know, I'm a fucking huge Star Wars fan. Like, I've got Kylo Ren and Darth Vader tattoos. Like, I love Star Wars. And unless I'm... again, misinterpreting something that Disney said, from now on, everything under the Disney banner is going to be canon. Every story, so every comic, every book, every TV show, every movie, it's all going to be canon, including the games. Now, this story takes place after Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens, and it's going to fill in some gaps.
So it's basically going to show the rise of Kylo Ren, I'm guessing.
Well, Kylo Ren wasn't born until...
Well, it's in between. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's in between.
I'm guessing it's going to...
But again, we don't know how long the time frame's going to be. If it's just going to be a couple of years or if it's going to jump between. But the fact is that it's going to pad out a time frame that at the moment is only available in books. And it's going to just add to the mythos and stuff and add to the canon. And if there's things in there that we don't know, but coming up, don't forget that this year we've got episode 8 coming out. Next year we've got the Han Solo movie coming out. And if there's little bits in the story for Battlefront, because is Battlefront out in November?
I think it's... I can't remember. It's October and November.
Yeah,
honestly, October and November this year.
But it's coming out.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But it's coming out before the movie, so this could actually have things in it that set up events in the movie, or they could reference things in the movie. Just drop a name, because like the Battle of Jakku from the first game, from the first Battlefront, like in The Force Awakens, when they're on Jakku, and you see the downed X-wings and the downed Star Destroyers and everything. To then come back and then play that and know that it's part of at least that battle for that one thing is part of the canon. This is how it happened. It's like, holy shit, this is so cool. So having like cross-media stories and things. And yeah, like I think graphically it looks incredible. Like it looks incredible. It sounds incredible.
I think as well, I don't think this will bother you as much, but I'm having all the DLC for... it just comes out for free.
Oh no, love it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
See, I know you're not like massively into the multiplayer side of stuff.
I'm probably gonna go pretty hardcore with Battlefront 2, to be honest, because Star Wars and the fact that I'm not going to need to buy DLC to keep up with people.
See, I bought Battlefield 1 and I actually bought it like a week after it came out. Only played it a couple of times, and now if I were to go online with my friends, the people that are playing, I won't be able to get a game because it's all season pass stuff now. Whereas this is, I think they've seen how much money stuff like Halo 5 and Overwatch and all the other, like loot box style things are going.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what, everything will be free, and we'll follow that. Method of thing. Like
if they make their loot boxes have like good shit in them, but then do what Overwatch do as well by going, oh, we're having an event like when episode 8 comes out. If they go, for this week we're having a special event and you get your free loot boxes, then that'll draw people in, and then when people see what's in them, they'll be like, oh yeah, I might actually put some money on this. Like I'm probably gonna throw some money at it, and I never thought I'd do that.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Metro Exodus.
I have never played a Metro game.
I have, and they're crushingly difficult.
Yeah.
They make Fallout games look like child's play.
But yeah, I've never played a Metro game, and I was watching this like gameplay demo, like cinematic demo. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was in game, but I was watching it, and like I love the aesthetic, kind of like post-apocalyptic steampunk almost. When the character comes out the tunnel, and there's just that like derelict town that kind of looks like old-timey, but kind of like derelict futuristic. The aesthetic just looks wicked. It looks great.
I think Metro is based on a series of books.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's based on books.
I can't remember the name of.
Metro.
You'll have to. Is it Metro? Yeah. Or is it based on something?
No, it's just called Metro. Yeah.
All right. I must be thinking of something else then. But the I think this goes back to the Wolfenstein thing.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be like, it's just going to be that cinematic where they warped Joe with Bear going through the thing, and then they ended up with the Bear and the zip line across.
That was so cool.
But just so fucking atmospheric.
Yeah.
And that's what those games, Metro games, are good at. They're just dripping in atmosphere. And for people that are into, multiplayer stuff, that want to go into a world and be totally absorbed and just forget about everything else, and it's just like, that's it, my time now. Game boots up, and you're just gonna be totally just taken away from your life and put in. And it's going to be one of those games that when you're away from it, it's going to be like, oh man, I'm going to plan my journey. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. Just sort of like when people are playing, like open world RPGs. Like you sort of have a plan, don't you? It's like, when I get on tonight, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that, and then I need to tidy that mission up.
Yeah, like make your time worthwhile.
Yeah, like you're planning out. Because the game's that absorbing, it's like it sort of takes over, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you get to a point where the game's that captivating that it's just like it papers over the mundanity of your fucking job or you're travelling or whatever. But I think that's going to be possibly the biggest single player thing out. It's gonna win fucking like loads of awards. It's gonna be like Witcher, I think. People are gonna be all over it.
It's made me want to go back and check out the other Metro games.
Yeah, probably better stop playing them on PC if you can.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Okay, let's jump on to the next one. Monster Hunter World, sorry. I saw this and I was like, is he carrying a bone sword? No, that can't be right. And then as it were playing it, we're like, man, this looks like Monster Hunter, but it don't look like Monster Hunter. Like, it looks like someone's ripped off Monster Hunter. And then as it got more and more, it's like, this is Monster Hunter. This has got to be Monster Hunter. And then Wrath showed up at ending. It was like, fucking get in. Like, that has just shot the reason for me to get a Switch straight in the fucking face. Like, it saved me so much money.
It's funny because the day, or like the night that was shown, I was in bed, I was asleep.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the morning and I checked my phone and just got a message from you going, dude. And I was like, something's happened. And just jumped straight on YouTube and I'm scrolling through it and I saw Monster Hunter World and I'm like, this has got to be it.
Yeah. And I was sort of like, I was watching, I watched that fucking, that thing loads. Do you know where he's like using the rappel to get back on the monster? And I started to get a bit worried. I was like, I hope they haven't fucked about with this. Joe changed it.
I wasn't sold at first. Like, I watched it and I'm like, this looks like, because they didn't show anything multiplayer, so it looked like a single player game.
Yeah.
You had him sneaking around, running away from monsters, and I'm like, this looks like a spin-off.
Yeah, it looks like a spin-off single player game.
Yeah, it looks like a story-driven single player adventure game. I tweeted, towards your presenting, I was tweeting. Yeah.
And I mentioned, I can't remember what it was, but it was a Monster Hunter related tweet, and I got so much fucking hate from just like random people.
Really?
Do you know, like Switch owners, like, oh yeah, it's a spin-off, it'll be shit. And it's like, it's fucking Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, you should be pleased, John, that people are gonna get to play it.
That's the thing, mate. I'm part of the community, and like I said, there's a lot of people in that community, like any gaming community, that are so fucking entitled.
Yeah.
They need to check themselves. But like, more details have come out since the trailer, and oh my god, am I excited!
I saw a video from Pro Jared.
Pro Jared, yeah.
I wasn't massively sold on it until Pro Jared were like, he gave it his blessing, and it were like, if he's fucking into it, you know it's like,
because that's the thing.
Fucking
like,
sound.
Pro Jared is a massive Monster Hunter fan, and I sat down and watched it with my girlfriend as well, because I think I've watched that video like 3 times now, like the Pro Jared video. I was
He's so excited in it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing that I love about him and him talking about this is like, he is a fan, and he is so excited, and all the details just sound incredible. Like, all 14 weapons are in it. It is a core game, like it's the beginning of the 5th generation.
Multiplayer.
That's brilliant. Drop in, drop out co-op now.
Yeah,
so
shooting flares if you're stuck.
And that's cool, because there's been so many missions on 4 Ultimate and Generations that have just had me crying because I just can't do it. But you know, imagine fighting a devil, Joe, kicking your ass, pop a flare, done. You know, your mates are there.
I think as well, like just quality of life things like letting you go and change your armor or your weapon set.
Changing your armor set mid mission is amazing.
There's probably people that are listening to us that have never played Monster Hunter and like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? But that is like, it's a big difference. Like, it is a big change.
But the biggest thing for me is the or the thing that I'm most excited about is the drop in, drop out, because so many times we've been in a hunt and you're never randoms and someone's having a bad time and they're like, oh fuck this, and
just cat
leave.
Fucking twice and then leave.
Yeah, and it's going to be so nice to have, or even if someone disconnects, if someone drops a connection, which isn't going to happen as often now because it's on console, so it's a much more stable connection than 3DS. But if someone drops a connection or if someone rage quits, just pop a flare and replace the fuckers. You don't have to go. You don't have to try and do it with like 2 or 3 people, and you don't have to fail. You know, you don't have to quit. You can just pop a flare and get a replacement. That is so good. So happy with that.
I think as well with the weapon swapping as well, it's going to encourage people to main more than one thing. So usually you get someone and they go in and it's like, well, I use hammers and that's all I use. I use a switch axe and that's all I use. I'm genuinely excited. Like, it's a day one. Like,
same.
I'm not even going to wait for reviews. It's pre-ordered and there's no qualms. It will be on my fucking doorstep.
I'm buying I'm buying a PS4 Pro when it before it comes out.
So you're going totally all in. Like, well, that game's costing you a bomb. Because
me and the missus have got PS4 between us that we use, but she plays as well. Like the only problem that I had with it was I play Monster Hunter a lot on my commute. Because my commute to work's about an hour and a half.
That's gone now.
Yeah. Or if me and her have got a day off, we'll cuddle up on the sofa and play Monster Hunter for a couple of hours. Won't be able to do that. But we were both going to buy a Switch each, and Monster Hunter if XX came out over here. So the way I'm looking at it is, fuck, that's about the price of a Pro. I was going to spend the money anyway. So it's just going to be 2 TVs hooked up, 2 PlayStations hooked up. We've both got Monster Hunter Worlds going on.
Yeah, I
can't wait. I
hope this game as well, now it's on consoles and PC, that's got a big installed user base, that's got party chats and invites, and it's not like shackled by the Nintendo way of doing things online. I hope that it gets the push that it needs. And like the people that played the Souls games, or the the people that are into those mechanical fighting games, like the third-person fighting games, which is essentially what the Souls games are. Yeah, like you basically you're fighting like so in the turn.
Take the people that love those games and give them the community of something like Destiny. Yeah, and you've got like this game, and the thing is, like, people have been crying out for a Monster Hunter game on consoles since it went to handhelds. Like, I've wanted to play it at home for forever. Like, that's why I was so excited about Monster Hunter XX, because I thought, brilliant, on the Switch, can dock it, can play it 1080p, high-res textures, this is great, this is what I want to do. Can take it on the go with me. And then they went, no plans as of yet. I'm like, that game's not coming out over here. But do you know what? We're getting something better. We're getting a core game, 5th generation. It's the start of something new. We're getting something that we've never had before from a Monster Hunter game.
I really, really hope that they let new players, they have a really, really good tutorial. Because the ones that they're getting better at it, but I
the tutorials suck.
3 Ultimate. I joined at 3 Ultimate. And that other game... Well, no, I actually had the one on PlayStation Portable. Were it Freedom?
Freedom
Unite?
Yeah, Freedom Unite was the third one, kind of like a expansion spin-off one. But yeah, that's one I had.
There were one mission, like, it was one of the very first missions, and a fucking Tigret shows up. And it kicks you all over fucking place. And it's like, okay, I'm done with this. That's not a good introduction. Like, that's too... you need to be gentle. Like, you need to be... putting you against like Jaggies and stuff. Like, you don't
But then at the same time, you need to not do what Generations did by going, here's fucking like 5 pages of picking herbs.
Yeah,
Because
doing each weapon.
introductory missions in Generations were fucking dull. Like if it wasn't for the fact that you could go online immediately on Generations, you could play online immediately instead of like For You when you had to get to a certain point in the story. It was early on, but you still had to progress in the single player to unlock the online. But with Generations, you could just play online immediately, and that made it bearable. That made it fun.
The best thing to do for the tutorials is, right, okay, you're going to make a steak, you're going to make a potion, and you're going to do it all in one mission, and then we're going to go hunting with a blunt weapon, like a hammer or a hunting horn. We're going to go hunting with a piercing weapon, a lance, or a gun lance, and then we're going to go hunting with a cutting weapon. Just to say, hey, look, this is your job. You need to hit the head, you need to hit the feet, and you need to hit the tail. And Joe say this is where you should be going, so you don't get silly cunts online like with hammers try to fucking hit tails.
Trying to cut tails off.
Yeah, like just that's the important thing. Like, and just have them hitting a big fucking cardboard cutout. Over and over again, and like this is what happens if you hit the tail enough, it's gonna pop off. This is what happens if you hit the head enough with a blunt instrument. It's gonna break the face, and it's gonna make the monster like not as good at attacking you. It's gonna debilitate it.
Yeah,
it's gonna make it so it's like the hunt goes easy for you the more parts you break. But yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me
probably
too. Can't wait.
If it wasn't for the next game that we're going to talk about, it's probably the game of the show for me.
Yeah.
Monster.
Then I'm going to let you introduce this one.
Yeah, this game is by the guy that made Brothers, the Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yep.
Like from years and years ago. It's called A Way Out, and it's a mandatory co-op game.
Couch co-op as well.
Couch co-op. Oh no, you can play online.
Yeah,
but it's always co-op.
Yeah, but to get the full experience, you want to play at couch, so you can be with your mate. Because even when you're playing it online, the screen's still going to split.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that to innovate, they've actually gone back like 10 or 15 years. Like, it's such a simple concept, but we've never seen this before.
No.
We've never ever seen anything like this when it's like
I love that there's points where like the screen splits and one person's experiencing a cutscene and the other player's just experiencing gameplay. Like it's unreal. It looks great. I think sometimes the characters look a bit wonky, but like the environment's incredible. Like outside, when you see that the forest and the sun setting, wow! Like it just looks amazing.
I think it's going to be one of those games. Well, we know it's going to be on StrangePlay.
Oh yeah,
you and Elliot.
Yeah, as soon as we saw it, we just looked at each other and we were like, "Yeah, we're doing this. We're playing this because I can't wait. It looks amazing."
Yeah, it does. The thing with me is like I don't know. You're gonna get people that sort of like, okay, well, I've got a co-op partner to do this with. Like you're obviously gonna do it with Elliot.
Yeah.
But like you're gonna get people pairing off, so it's gonna be like, okay, who's getting it on release day? And you're gonna like, how long is it? Like, how can you play it all through in one sitting? So it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, oh my god, like just because of the way it's played, there's gonna be some serious organisation.
Yeah.
You can't like it's not going to be a case of, right, we're just going to play this until it's fucking done. Because, like, real life gets in the way. And I think that's going to be, one of the downfalls of it. Aside from...
It is going to be a sit-down, you're like, all right, we've organised this time. Yeah, like, we've got this time. We've got, like, I'm free from 6 till 9. You free from 6 till 9? Let's do it.
And don't be fucking late. We are playing.
And the thing is, like, even if the game's 5 hours long, there's... From everything that we've seen, which isn't a lot, but we've had the developer came out and spoke about things, but there are like multiple different ways to do things, like to achieve your goal. So I think that it's going to be one of those games that does get you coming back, because if the story's
Yeah.
good and if the gameplay's good, you're going to want to see how else you could have done it. Like, the fact that it has so many different ways to get through scenarios, does this mean that it's going to have multiple endings?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like how many times, you know, are you going to have to play through it multiple times to get the true ending? But it doesn't look like...
It's intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's genuinely like I want to know more. Like,
but like I want to know more, but
I don't want to spoil it for myself.
But I don't want to spoil it for myself. So like,
Yeah,
I want to know more. So the only way that I'm going to know more is when I play it for myself.
Yeah. Oh God, it's such an exciting proposition.
Yeah.
Like I really, and also it's nice to see EA like actually backing something that's not
Yeah, for sure.
like one of the big fucking franchises, and actually giving us something new. Like it reminds me of when they were doing Dead Space and Mirror's Edge and all the other the little the smaller games that like wouldn't have fucking got made because they'd never got funded. But yeah, that's genuinely, I think that game is going to be one that people look back on, you know, because games tend to stick with you, you know, when you're enjoying them with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I think that one is going to like really stick in people's memories once it's
definitely
once it comes out. Like, it's going to be, because it's going to be a bonding. Like, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember when we did that? And I'm like, hopefully there's a lot of things in it. So it's just going to cause a bit of conflict.
It's going to
like
break relationships.
Friendly
as well.
conflicts.
You're
like,
gonna lose
I want
mates. Like, I'm not your mate
Yeah.
anymore. You're a twat. Go away. Go home.
Yeah, I genuinely think that's going to be a game that, while it mechanically and graphically and stuff doesn't hold up to some of the other things that we've mentioned,
Yeah.
it's moving goalposts by giving us new ways to play.
And that's what you want in a game.
Yeah,
you know, I play games for gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's... I applaud him. I applaud him, and I applaud EA for taking a risk on it, because stuff like that just don't get made without, you know, people taking risks. And yeah, I'm kind of proud of them.
Yeah,
you know,
it's good, and you know, I'm seriously looking forward to it. But we've been going on for a very long time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to wrap it up. But it wouldn't be fair to finish off without mentioning a couple of honourable mentions. So run your list. Let me hear what you think was good but didn't quite make the
what
list.
just missed out for me? What Evil Within 2?
Yeah, I need to watch that trailer.
Need for Speed Payback. Even though it's a Need for Speed game and I've not played them forever, like we're talking early noughties, it gives me the Burnout Paradise vibe. It gives
me the Fast and Furious vibe. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this looks great.
It ticks the boxes, as I say. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Ori and the Blind Forest, fucking amazing game. Go play it.
Then play it, 'cause it's on Xbox.
It's on PC as well.
Yeah? I need to check that out.
Yeah. Splatoon 2, it's amazing. South Park, The Fractured But All, again.
That's going to be great.
Just going to be fucking fantastic. Middle-earth, Shadow of War. I've not played the first game. It's on my to-do list. The Mordor one. But
didn't play it either.
I will do it. But,
it's quite cheap on the PlayStation Store. At the moment.
You can get like the Game of the Year for like beans now. That's what I'm talking about. Buy that gaming shit for fucking as cheap as possible. You know, gaming on a budget.
Get your money's worth.
That's it. Play the fucker for 500 hours like I do with most of my games.
I've only really got one that I can think of in my honourable mentions, and that's Metroid: Return of Samus.
Yeah.
Metroid.
I'd agree with that as well.
Metroid 2 remake on the 3DS.
Yeah.
It would explain why Nintendo jumped so hard on that Metroid 2 remake, that fan remake. As soon as that came out, that was the quickest cease and desist Nintendo have ever thrown on someone that I'm aware of. And these are people like Nintendo, very strict with their IPs and stuff. But if they're doing, like if someone's doing something with one of their IP that isn't going to affect them, like there's fan translations for things that have been left alone. Like the Mother 3 fan translations even been praised by Nintendo, because there's no way that's coming out over here. But as soon as this Metroid game came out, that's it, cease and desist. And that kind of got people going, well, if they're not making one themselves, then that's a really shitty move. Turns out they were making it themselves.
Yeah, this game is gonna surprise a lot of people, because I played a lot of these like back to back.
Yeah.
When I started getting into Metroid, right, fucking hard, like really difficult.
But that's why I love them.
Yeah, the 2D ones especially ball breakingly fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, it'd be interesting to see if Geordie ease up on that.
Yeah,
give you like a hint system or something to tell you where to go, or there'll be like a bit of tailoring, or whether they're just gonna go, there you go, with fucking dunk graphics and stuff, and everything looks nice and it's in 3D, right? Off you pop, and it's just like people are just like, fuck me, this is so difficult. I've no idea what I'm doing.
Well, this is like where my one concern for it comes from, that it's being made by Mercury Steam, who did the Lords of Shadow games, like the Castlevania Lords of Shadow games.
Right, yeah.
The first Castlevania Lords of Shadow was great. Like, I loved it. I played the demo of the second one at Eurogamer, like the year it was coming out. It was a piece of shit, garbage. And then they did the like the 2D, well, the 2.5D Lords of Shadow, like Castlevania game on the Vita. No, it was on 3DS, sorry. And I think it was kind of well received, but I'm not sure. Now, what I'm hoping is that Nintendo, because they care about their IP quite a lot, is that they'll be more hands-on than Konami were, and that they'll be more, like, they'll have more influence on the game. Like, there's some cool looking stuff in it. Like, there seems to be a like a close quarters melee attack now for when enemies get too close to you. She seems to do like an uppercut move to like knock them back, which I think is like a really nice addition to the mechanics, because something that does like really annoy me about those side-scrolling games is when enemies get too close to you, especially when they're small or they're flying, and you can't aim properly, and it's
I think as well. I played it on Game Boy, Joe, the fat Game Boy.
Yeah.
Well, no, I actually played it on the Game Boy Advance through back compatibility.
Okay.
But it's two buttons and a D-pad, and you start and select, and that's it.
Yeah. You got more buttons now.
Yeah. It's like just to ease of playing, like quality of life stuff they can do. But hopefully they don't go overboard and spoil it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back on my opening comment about this being a poor E3, because this 2 hour conversation that we've had is actually going, you know what? It's been a pretty fucking good year for games, and we've got some good games coming up over the next year. I tell you what, like, look at October or November, this release year. There's like 10 or 15 games there that are all worthy of buying. It's fucking ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to wrap it up now, as we've been going on for far too long. But I want to pose a question to the listeners. Like, what did you see at E3? What did you love? What did you hate? What got you most excited? What did you hope to see but wasn't there? Let us know in the comments or wherever you're listening to this, and get a conversation going, because we want to know what you think as well.
Okay, goodbye.
Thanks for listening.